Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius and Anucauskas. Today's the 12th of June 2019, so as always, welcome everyone. Welcome to this, Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Also, just a quick mention, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, our JFD Bank YouTube channel, where you can keep kind of track of all the videos, and of course keep track of all the new ones that are coming out. So please do not hesitate to kind of sign up for that, and I hope you can get some value from it. So but for now, let's jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on is gold. Now, I looked at gold on Monday, and this is exactly what it's doing right now. So I've talked about this. I'm saying that keep your eyes on this potential area of support near the 1320 zone. As you can see, the commodity managed to travel all the way here down, and had a nice test and rebounded from it, and now it's pushing back up. Of course, we still remain somewhat positive on this one. What we're going to target here is the area around the 1346.48, approximately there. This could be that nice potential area of resistance again. For now, we're going to only target here. We're not going to go much higher, because like I said, this area near the 1346.48 approximately there could play out nicely. Gold could get another hold up around here, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe this will create a double top, or maybe this will continue pushing higher. But for now, from the very short term perspective, that's what we're targeting. We are more positive than negative on this one. For us, let's say, to get comfortable with slightly lower levels, ideally we'd like to see a drop below this area right here near the 1320, which yesterday acted as a very good area of support. So for now, of course, the downside is slightly off the table, but just in case, keep an eye on this 1320 level that I just mentioned, just in case this decides to reverse back down and drops below this 1320 level. So keep your eyes on this one. Jumping into Bitcoin. Now, I haven't talked about this one for quite a while, and the one that I'm looking here is on the one on Coinbase exchange. So basically, as you can see, looking at this 4-hour chart, you can see that yes, we did slide lower from the highs that were reached in the end of May, but as the crypto slid here, it kind of failed to close. Every single 4-hour candle here failed to close below its 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. Now, this of course creates this slightly positive atmosphere. The only thing is that before we could target some higher levels, we need to see a nice good break above this 8,085 zone, approximately there, roughly around there. This way, then the crypto would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could then aim for slightly higher levels. Initially, what we're going to do is we're going to aim for this little high here near the 8,590 zone, approximately there. But if that fails to stop it, then the next target for us is this little high near the 8,835 zone. So for now, be very careful, guys. Of course, let me just put an arrow here for our future reference, so just we would know what we were talking about in the past. So yep, that's what we're waiting here for, guys. We need to see a nice good clear break above this level right here before we could examine further upside. For now, we're just going to remain neutral, continue observing it. If this decides suddenly to drop lower and drops below the 200 EMA, and let's say closes the 4-hour candle below this 200 EMA, now this could turn out to be ugly for Bitcoin, and we could see further declines. So for now, of course, we're gonna wait for now and just continue observing the price action. But let's say if this starts dropping below the low of the 4th of June here, near the 7,427, something like that, then, well, I mean, brace yourselves, we could see a forthcoming lower low, and then, yep, the crypto might slide towards, let me just quickly put some arrows here, the crypto might even slide here towards this 6,600 level. So good potential target here. As you can see, it was marked near the lows of the 17th of May. So yep, good potential target, but again, we need to see a nice good break and a close, initially of course below the 200 EMA, and then ideally below the 7,427 level. So keep your eyes on this one. Jumping into a few pairs now. So GBPUSD, so we're still waiting for this one. So it's kind of ranging right now. So yep, for now we're going to remain neutral and continue observing the price action, because we need to see a clear break through this, through either of the sides of this little range that we've got here. Either through a drop, we need to see a drop below the 1.2645 level, and then this way the pair could potentially travel back down towards the lows of May here, near the 1.2560. We're not going to drag it further down for now. We just want to see if it actually does that or not. So like I said, again, we need to see a drop below the 1.2645 in order to kind of aim for lower levels, and I mean the lowest point of May. In terms of the upside, if this makes a nice good push above the 1.2750 level, which is, as you can see, acted as a good area of resistance, kind of didn't allow the pair to close above that, so it didn't allow even the 4-hour candle to close above that. So that's why this potential target for us becomes a quite important one. If we see a break above the 1.2750, this could open the path towards slightly higher levels. We're not going to go crazy on this one to the upside. We're just initially going to target the 200 EMA and then the 1.82815. So this could be a nice target as well. But of course, if the rate acceleration continues, then yep, we'll target higher levels. But for now, let's keep it short and simple. Let's target some of these slightly higher levels. GBPNZD. Now this is very interesting. We've posted this one, and I've talked about this one yesterday as well, and we've posted this one a while ago, last week I believe. Let me just quickly confirm that. Yes, that was on the 7th of June. So basically the idea here was to wait for a clear break above this level right here near the 1.9255 zone. And as you can see, this is what happened. So it's now traveling higher. Our target here is around the 200 EMA, but as well, of course, we've dragged this one a little bit higher. But to be honest, initially we will focus on this 200 EMA, see how it performs around there. At this point in time, of course, if you also are in the trade here in such a scenario, then yep, probably the suggestion here is to quickly put the stop loss just just on break even, so that in case this suddenly reverses back down, it doesn't kind of stop you out. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's why, guys, for now, yep, we are aiming for higher levels. We are aiming initially for the 200 EMA. If this continues to push higher, that's great. It will travel above its R1, today's R1, and the next target could be around the R2, which is around the 1.9445 zone. So also a good potential target in 1.9445. Yep. Also, by the way, it's kind of near these highs, near the highs of the 26th of May and the 29th of May as well. So not far from there. So good potential target. But again, for now, be very careful, be very cautious, and have your stop loss in place. EURGBP. Now this leads us to EURGBP. Now this is a bit of a I would say crazy pair, and for now, of course, you can see that this what a what a rally this pair is having right now. So I mean, it started drifting higher from the around the 5th of May, and for the whole month it continued to push higher, and still it can kind of continues to push higher. The only thing is that the well, I mean, of course, no doubt about it that this pair is quite overextended on the shorter time frames. But as you can see, yesterday it did travel higher, but let me just kind of drag this one a little bit here, zoom in. It traveled higher, it traveled lower yesterday, but kind of failed to overcome this short term. Initially it was a tentative upside support line, but now as you can see, it kind of held the rate nicely here. So in a way, what we're going to do here is we're just going to wait. We're not going to be neither positive nor negative, because we can't say that in terms of to being positive, because it's already quite overpriced. But again, it might still have some fuel left in it, just a bit of more, but that's why we're gonna wait. In order to aim for higher levels, we're gonna wait for a push above the 0.8932-33 zone, approximately there, marked near the highs of yesterday. This way the pair would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, we could aim for the 0.8953 or even further up here. Of course, the psychological 0.90 level is quite attractive, but to be honest, that's what everybody's expecting right now. So in a way, it could travel there, but it would be interesting to see if it actually retraces first before kind of attacking the psychological 0.90 level. But that's of course just an idea. For now, just continue observing this this price action, and of course keep an eye on this little upside support line, because if it gets a break here, the rate could also travel below its pivot, today's pivot, which could kind of raise concerns in the bull block, and we could see this one sliding down. But the only thing is that as you can see by the highlighted area that I've got here, so for us to get comfortable with the downside, ideally we would like to see a drop below the 0.8888 zone. So very nice, beautiful number here. So keep your eyes on this one. If it drops below this, then yep, this could potentially lead towards the test of the 0.8848 or the 0.8824 zone, approximately there. So keep your eyes on this one, and like I said, for now, keep your eyes on this upside support line. If we see this one starting to break, then brace yourselves. We could see a test of this 0.8888, but if that fails to withhold, now this is where it could become very interesting for the bears. USDJPY, the last pair for this session. So I talked about this one yesterday as well, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this one, because we may see this one pushing further up here to test this downside resistance line. But also what I've mentioned, that if this doesn't travel all the way here to test this downside resistance line, well, it might reverse straight away to the lower. But the only thing is that for us to get comfortable with lower areas, ideally we need to see a nice good drop below this area right here near the 108.29. This way we could then target levels that were last time tested here in the first days of June, near the 107.85. so good potential target. But if that fails to withhold, now I mean, this is where it could turn out to be ugly for the bulls, as more bears could start joining in here, and on this break here, the break of the 107.85, as this would confirm a forthcoming lower low, guys. So for now, of course, the first thing here today is to watch this 108.29. If we see a drop below this, and if we see a close of the 4-hour candle below this, then yep, we will target the lows here of the beginning of June. If this acts as a nice bouncing ground, then well, we will resume targeting this downside resistance line. So because it could be a nice potential area for a test. So, but again, for us to, let's say, to get comfortable with the upside in the near term, ideally a push above the 109 level would be required. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching it till the end. So also just quick mentioning, just please subscribe to our JFD Bank channel on YouTube, not to miss out any of the upcoming videos as well. So yep, I hope you can find value in that, and yep, I hope you have a fantastic trading day, guys, and I'll see you later at my traders tea time at 13:15 GMT time. For now, thank you very much, and bye bye.